Want to learn how to order coffee in Italian? Ti offro un caffè. I'll buy you a coffee. Now you might say that knowing how to order coffee in Italian is an essential skill. In this lesson, I'll take you through all the key steps for ordering coffee in Italian, different types of coffee you can and can't get in Italy, plus some top tips that only the locals know about. And don't worry about taking notes, I've done all the hard work for you. To help you practice, make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson, which includes all the examples and vocabulary you're about to see here today. Just click on the link in the description box below this video. Pronti? Are you ready? Iniziamo! Let's begin. Now in Italian, the English word caffè translates to both il bar and il caffè. While these terms are interchangeable, bar is far more common in everyday conversation. It's rare that Italians will say,
Andiamo al caffè.
Let's go to the cafe. Instead, they are more likely to invite you to the bar, and they'll say,
Andiamo al bar.
It's important to note that in Italy, a bar is not primarily a place for drinking alcohol, as it often is in English-speaking countries. That would be a pub in Italian. Instead, it's a coffee shop where you can enjoy a wide range of offerings, from coffee and drinks to small bites, and sometimes even cigarettes or bus tickets. Now here's how to order coffee in Italy like a local. Now ordering coffee in Italy is easy if you know the basics. Now here is the typical routine. Starting with greetings. Now when you step into an Italian cafe or bar, it always begins with a friendly Italian greeting, such as
Buongiorno.
Good morning or
Buonasera.
Good evening. This simple gesture sets the tone for a pleasant interaction and shows respect for local customs. Now if you want to learn more Italian greetings, make sure you watch this video here. Number 2. At the counter or at a table. Next, you need to decide how you want to enjoy your coffee.
Al banco.
At the counter, like a true local, or sitting at a table. The choice is yours. Just be aware that in some Italian cafes, the price of coffee can double or even triple if you choose to sit at a table. 3. Ordering. Now comes the most exciting part, placing your order. If you sit down, everything is much more relaxed. But if you stay at the counter, the atmosphere might be hectic, especially at peak hours. You'll have to meet the eye of the barista, who will nod and say, Prego, which roughly translates to, how can I help you? That's when you need to say one of the following phrases.
Un caffè, per favore.
A coffee, please.
Vorrei un caffè, per favore.
I would like a coffee, please. This is a little bit more formal. Now, these phrases will get you an espresso, the default coffee in Italy. If you want something different, just swap the word caffè, coffee, with the type of coffee you prefer. More on this in the next section. Now, to learn all the different ways that you can use prego, make sure you watch this video here. Now, if you're ordering for friends and family, simply change un, meaning a, to the number you want. For example,
3 caffè, per favore.
3 coffees, please.
Vorrei 2 cappuccini e un latte macchiato, per favore.
I would like 2 cappuccinos and 1 latte macchiato, please. Now, if you like your coffee sweet, you don't need to mention it when placing your order. Coffee is usually served with a small packet of sugar, or you'll find packets of sugar in communal jars at the counter. The next step is paying. Now, when it comes to paying, there will be some different scenarios. If you're standing at the counter, you can enjoy your coffee and then head to the till to pay. At a table, you might experience that the waiter brings you your order and then you can ask for the bill when you're done by saying,
Il conto, per favore.
The bill, please. Or the waiter brings you your order and asks you to pay straight away. Another situation is the waiter leaves a handwritten note with your order on the table. Take this note to
La cassa.
the till or cash register when you're ready to pay. Attenzione! In some places, you might need to pay first and then place your order. If you're ever in doubt, just observe what the locals are doing around you or ask the barista. You can say,
Devo pagare prima?
Shall I pay first? Now, to learn how to order food and drink in Italian, watch this video lesson here. Are you enjoying this lesson? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson, which you'll find a link to in the description box below this video. Now let's take a look at popular types of coffee in Italy. Here is an essential guide to help you choose your coffee in Italy.
Espresso.
This is quick and strong, the classic Italian pick-me-up. Here's a fun fact. Espresso was invented in the 19th century by an entrepreneur in Turin who created a machine that sped up the coffee preparation from a lengthy 5 minutes to mere seconds without sacrificing quality.
Doppio espresso.
This is 2 espressos in 1 cup for an extra jolt.
Caffè ristretto. Un ristretto.
This is a smaller, intense espresso made with less water.
Caffè lungo.
This is an espresso with more water for a milder taste.
Caffè macchiato. Un macchiato.
An espresso stained, macchiato in Italian means stained, with a drop of milk. If you prefer hot milk, ask for
Un macchiato caldo.
Or if you want cold milk, you can say
Un macchiato freddo. Caffè schiumato.
This is an espresso with a dollop of frothy milk, like a mini cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
Also called cappuccio, this is a mix of espresso with a frothy milk foam, usually with a sprinkle of cocoa or cinnamon on top. Italians consider this beverage strictly breakfast affair, so it's best to not order it after 11 a.m. unless you don't mind getting a few curious looks. Just one of those things that you shouldn't do in Italy. To learn more about other things that you should never do in Italy, make sure you watch this video here.
Mochaccino.
A cappuccino with whipped cream and chocolate syrup, topped with chocolate shavings. Delicious.
Latte macchiato.
A glass of hot milk stained with an espresso.
Caffè americano. Un americano.
An espresso diluted with hot water, similar to an American filtered coffee.
Marocchino.
This is laid with cocoa, espresso and milk foam and served in small transparent glasses. Despite the name, it has nothing to do with Morocco. It's named after the colour of a type of leather called Moroccan.
Caffè freddo.
An espresso served over ice, perfect for hot days.
Caffè shakerato.
An espresso shaken with ice and sugar. Many Italians add a splash of Baileys for an extra kick.
Caffè con panna.
An espresso topped with whipped cream.
Caffè corretto.
An espresso corrected is a splash of alcohol, usually grappa, Baileys or sambuca, traditionally enjoyed after meals, but some older folks enjoy it as a morning pick-me-up too. If you hear someone order
Sambuca con la mosca.
sambuca with a fly, it's just a sambuca served with 1 or 2 coffee beans floating in it, resembling tiny flies in the glass.
Caffè al ginseng. Un ginseng.
This is coffee infused with ginseng extract, known for its energizing benefits. Order it
In tazza piccola.
in a small cup for a stronger flavor, or
In tazza grande.
in a large cup for a lighter taste.
Caffè decaffeinato. Un decaffeinato. Un deca.
This is coffee without caffeine. You can order all your favorite coffee styles in a decaffeinated version.
Caffè d'orzo.
Now this is a caffeine-free option made from roasted barley. It became popular in World War II when coffee was scarce and expensive due to embargoes. You can have it
In tazza grande.
in a large cup or
In tazza piccola.
in a small cup.
Caffè affogato.
Now this is a scoop of ice cream, usually cream or fior di latte, drowned in hot espresso.
Crema di caffè.
This is a cold treat made with espresso, cream and powdered sugar, typically available only in the warmer months. Attenzione! If you're lactose intolerant and you'd like to order a milk-based coffee, just say
Con latte di soia. Mandorla, per favore.
with soy, almond milk, please. In smaller establishments, these options may not always be available, so you may want to ask first, in which case you can say
Avete il latte di soia? Mandorla?
Do you have soy almond milk? Let's take a look at some regional coffee nicknames. Now, Italy is a country known for its expressive language, and this extends even to the way that coffee is called across different towns and regions. For instance, in Trieste, ordering an espresso requires asking for a nero, literally black, while a caffè macchiato is known as
capo,
literally boss. And if you prefer your coffee served in a glass instead of the usual cup, you will need to add
in B.
to your order. So, for example, you can say,
Vorrei un capo in B.
I would like a caffè macchiato in a glass. In Venice, you can order a
Pizzicato,
literally pinched, which is a coffee with a splash of cream. Meanwhile, in Genoa, if you're in the mood for a caffè macchiato, you can order a
cappuccino genovese,
down south in Puglia,
caffè leccese,
is an iced coffee made with almond milk whose sweetness replaces sugar. And for those who enjoy their coffee corretto, Fano, a seaside town in Le Marche, presents
la moretta,
literally the dark-haired one. Now this is a coffee corrected with rum, cognac, lemon zest and sugar, a true caffeinated adventure. For students there is
caffè dello studente,
literally student's coffee. This is an intriguing homebrew method. Brew your coffee in a moka pot once, then use that coffee instead of water for the next brew. A caffeine bomb perfect for late night study sessions. Are you enjoying this lesson? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson, and you'll find a link to that in the description box below this video. Now let's take a look at food that you can order at Il Bar. Now to start your day like a true Italian, you must simply try the iconic duo.
cappuccino e cornetto,
A cornetto is also called
brioche,
in northern Italy. Cornetto is the Italian version of a croissant, and it comes in many delicious variations. You can enjoy it,
vuoto,
meaning empty or plain, or filled with delectable options like jam, cream, or chocolate. Here are some useful phrases that you can use to place your order.
un cappuccino e un cornetto vuoto, per favore.
A cappuccino and a plain croissant, please.
Prendo un caffè macchiato e una brioche alla marmellata, alla crema, al cioccolato, per favore.
I'll have a macchiato and a jam, cream, chocolate croissant, please.
Vorrei un cornetto. Che gusti avete?
I'd like a croissant. What flavors do you have? And if you're a vegan, there is some good news, as Italian cafes are becoming more inclusive with different offerings, in which case you can ask,
Avete brioche vegane?
do you have vegan croissants? Then each region has its own culinary treasures, so depending on where you are, alongside the classic cornetto, you'll find delights like
Maritozzo,
a sweet bun filled with whipped cream, typical in Rome,
pasticciotto,
a Puglian cake with a custard cream filling,
cannoli,
crisp pastry tubes filled with sweet ricotta cheese, typical of Sicily, or
brioche col tuppo,
a super soft Sicilian brioche to pair with gelato or dip in granita with whipped cream, and so much more. Now, if you prefer salty over sweet, Italian cafes also offer a variety of savory options, such as
tramezzini,
tramezzino sandwich. Now, this is often a triangular sandwich of white soft bread without crust, filled with a variety of ingredients.
panini,
Sandwiches. The famous panini or sandwiches often comes as a bread roll filled with cold cuts.
toast,
This usually comes in the form of toasted ham and cheese sandwiches.
pizzette,
Little pizzas. Now these are usually small, oval or squared-shaped pizzas, often topped with tomato, mozzarella and other simple toppings. Now to ask about these options, you can say,
fate panini?
do you have any sandwiches?
Avete dei tramezzini?
Do you have any tramezzini? And if you find yourself in a more upscale cafe or bar and decide to sit at a table, you can ask for a menu to see the full range of what they offer.
Avete un menù, per favore?
Do you have a menu, please? Let's take a look at Italian coffee culture, the North versus the South. Now, the way Italians enjoy their coffee varies significantly from North to South. Here are some key differences to look out for. Now, the flavour preferences. In northern Italy, coffee lovers prefer delicate blends with a medium roast. In contrast, southern Italians favour strong, intensely aromatic coffee, usually enjoyed without sugar to let the bold flavours stand out. There's also the ritual of water and coffee. In southern Italy, coffee is typically served with a complimentary glass of water to cleanse your palate before enjoying your dose of caffeine. This tradition isn't as common in the north, where you might need to request and sometimes pay for a glass of water. You can ask,
Posso avere un bicchiere d'acqua, per favore?
"Can I have a glass of water, please?" Interestingly, in Trentino, you rinse your mouth with a splash of grappa after your coffee, a practice called resentin from the local dialect, resentare, meaning to clean. Then there is the standing versus sitting. In cities like Milan, people often drink their coffee quickly at the counter. This is the northern way. Coffee is a brief pause in a busy routine. Down south, the pace is more relaxed, and unless you are in a hurry, coffee is to be enjoyed sitting down, often accompanied by a leisurely chat. There's even a saying for this, which is,
Il caffè bevuto in piedi fa arricchire i vicini.
"Coffee drunk standing makes neighbours rich." This idea comes from the old popular belief that if you mistakenly drink your coffee standing, bad luck will come your way. And to top it off, your neighbours will somehow get richer. Then we have the
Caffè sospeso.
One of the most heartwarming traditions in Italy's coffee culture comes from Naples, the caffè sospeso, literally suspended coffee. You pay for 2 coffees but only drink 1, leaving the second one for someone in need. This practice, which started during World War II, continues today. Are you enjoying this lesson? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet, which I've shared a link to in the description box below this video. Now, here are some practical tips to make your experience of ordering coffee in Italy both fun and authentic. Now, the price of coffee can change based on where you drink it. Having your coffee
Al banco.
at the counter is often cheaper than sitting
Al tavolo.
at a table, especially in big cities like Rome or Milan. This is because many establishments charge
Costo servizio al tavolo.
table service charge. If you want to save a few euros and blend in with the locals, stand tall and enjoy your coffee standing at the counter like a true local. Attenzione! Never order at the counter and then sit at a table. This is considered poor form and a major breach of etiquette. If you prefer to sit at a table or on the terrace, simply take a seat and place your order with the waiter. Sometimes you'll have to pay first. Now, in busy cafes, you often need to pay at the cash register before placing your order at the counter. Keep your receipt as the barista will need it to serve you. Forget about the size of your coffee. In Italy, you won't find different coffee sizes like you do at Starbucks. The size purely depends on the type of coffee you order. For example, espresso is small, cappuccino is larger. Also, avoid the latte confusion. If you ask for a latte in Italy, don't be surprised if you get a glass of milk, because that's what it means. Latte means milk. If you want to have a latte like you do back home, ask for a caffè latte. But remember, ordering milk-based drinks in the afternoon might raise a few eyebrows, but hey, you do you. There is no coffee to go. Now, coffee in Italy is meant to be savoured on the spot. The concept of takeaway coffee is rare, with just a few exceptions in tourist-heavy areas. Also, tipping isn't necessary. Tipping for coffee in Italy isn't expected. If you receive exceptional service, you can round your bill up or even leave a few small coins. But rest assured, no one will be offended if you don't. Cash is still king in Italy. Many cafes don't accept credit cards for small amounts, so make sure you have a few small bills and coins on hand. Now let's take a look at a typical dialogue that would occur in a cafe in Italy. No more panic ordering here. Take a look.
Buongiorno.
Good morning.
Buongiorno, prego.
Good morning. How may I help you?
Devo prima fare lo scontrino?
Do I have to get the receipt first?
No, può pagare dopo. Mi dica, cosa desidera?
No, you can pay later. Tell me, what would you like?
Vorrei un caffè macchiato caldo.
I would like a hot macchiato.
Certo. Lo prende qui al banco o preferisce sedersi?
Of course. Will you have it at the counter or would you prefer to sit?
Mi siedo.
I'll sit.
Vada pure, glielo porto io.
Please, go ahead. I'll bring it to you.
Prendo anche un cornetto.
I'll also have a croissant.
Certo. Come lo vuole?
Sure. How would you like it?
Che gusti avete?
What flavors do you have?
Sono rimaste quelle alla crema, 2 al cioccolato e questa con la marmellata.
We have those with cream, 2 chocolate ones, and 1 with jam left.
Mi dia quello alla marmellata.
I'll have the jam one. Later at the till, you can say,
Pago un caffè macchiato e una brioche.
I'm paying for a macchiato and a croissant.
Sono 3,80 €.
That's €3.80.
Ecco a lei.
Here you go.
Ecco il resto. Arrivederci e buona giornata.
Here's your change. Goodbye and have a nice day.
Arrivederci.
Goodbye. Now, to continue your learning and to help you practice, make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet with this lesson, which you'll find a link to in the description box below this video. If you enjoyed this lesson, then you'll love Intrepid Italian, my series of online self-paced video courses that break down everything you need to know about Italian using my unique 80-20 method. More details in the description below. Now, if you enjoyed this lesson, don't miss my lesson on essential Italian travel phrases, which you can watch here. Plus, learn the top 100 of the most commonly used Italian words that you should know. Watch that in this lesson here. In the meantime, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those notifications so you get an alert when I post more video lessons like this one. Until then, un abbraccio. Ciao!